Right now on Good Morning America First Look, breaking overnight, a helicopter crashes on a major highway in California. What we're learning about those on board.
The government shutdown now impacting air travel. The control tower at one airport unmanned and flights at risk of delays or cancellations.
New this morning, an alleged gang member under arrest, accused of offering a bounty on a top ICE official.
2 years after the October 7th Hamas attack, Israel remembers the fallen as tensions in the region remain high.
New video showing former NFL quarterback Sanchez in an altercation, now facing felony battery charges.
LeBron James teases a major announcement today. What will he reveal?
Plus, hear from American tourist who had a close encounter with an elephant.
And brave souls wanted. The hotel offering cash for people to investigate if it's haunted.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America First Look.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. I'm Morgan Norwood.
And I'm Victor Oquendo. We begin with breaking news. A medical helicopter crashing onto a highway in Sacramento, California. A witness capturing the moment it came down on the eastbound lanes of Highway 50 after dropping off a patient. 3 crew members were hospitalized, now in critical condition. No vehicles were involved. Police say they all slowed down when they saw that chopper descending. A witness says it all happened very quickly.
Yeah, it really caught me off guard. Just looking at the moon, just looking at how beautiful it is, and all of a sudden this major incident happens. It's super sad, and I really pray for everyone's family and hope everyone's doing okay.
Officials say one of the crew members was trapped under the helicopter. About 15 people, including some who got out of their cars, lifted that helicopter so a woman could be removed. The cause of the crash will be investigated.
We turn now to the government shutdown, dragging on for 1 week, and it's now impacting air travel. As Democrats and Republicans refuse to budge, we're seeing an uptick in sick calls from air traffic controllers, forced to work without pay, and staffing shortages are leading to flight delays.
Overnight, at least one U.S. airport had no air traffic controllers on duty as staff began calling out sick amid the government shutdown. Burbank Airport's tower was unmanned Monday evening, with a team in San Diego taking over operations.
Clearance is closed, ground's closed, local's closed. The tower is closed due to staffing.
California Governor Gavin Newsom slamming President Trump on X, writing, "Thanks at Real Donald Trump, Burbank Airport has 0 air traffic controllers from 4:15 to 10 p.m. today because of your government shutdown. Air traffic controllers are required to work through the shutdown, but will only be paid retroactively once it ends."
What they think about as they're controlling our airspace is, how am I going to pay my mortgage? How do I make my car payment?
The staffing shortages triggering delays at major airports across the country, including Newark, Denver, and Phoenix. Smaller airports could also be affected. The Transportation Department says funds for the program that allows air carriers to service rural areas will expire next week. Prior to the shutdown, the FAA had already been facing staffing shortages. The Air Traffic Controllers Union saying it will continue partnering with the Department of Transportation to supercharge controller hiring and ensure America's aviation system remains the safest and most efficient in the world. President Trump is now calling on Democrats to reopen the government, writing on Truth Social, "I am happy to work with the Democrats on their failed health care policies or anything else, but first they must allow our government to reopen." Earlier, he implied negotiations are already underway.
We have a negotiation going on right now with the Democrats that could lead to very good things.
But Democratic Senate Leader Chuck Schumer denying any talks are happening, saying it's up to the president to end the shutdown.
He's in charge. His party holds majorities across the government. So Americans naturally and correctly believe the burden is on him to fix this mess.
Yesterday, the Senate failed for a 5th time to pass spending measures that would reopen the government. President Trump warned another failed vote would trigger mass layoffs of federal workers.
Federal prosecutors in Chicago say an accused gang leader was the mastermind of a bounty plot against a senior immigration officer. 37-year-old Juan Espinoza Martinez is a suspected leader of the Latin Kings. He was allegedly offering $10,000 for taking down a top U.S. Border Patrol official. Martinez is charged with 1 count of murder for hire. Meanwhile, a plane carrying 200 National Guard soldiers has arrived in Chicago from Texas, but Illinois and the city of Chicago are now suing to block the deployment. A federal judge called the move problematic, but declined to immediately issue a temporary restraining order. The president defended the deployment as part of his crime crackdown, claiming conditions are like a war zone. But state and local officials say the military intervention is only inflaming the situation.
Let me be clear. Donald Trump is using our service members as political props and as pawns in his illegal effort to militarize our nation's cities. This escalation of violence is targeted and intentional and premeditated.
Now, this move comes after a Trump-appointed judge blocked National Guard deployments to Portland, Oregon from any state, saying the president's claims about crime in Portland are untethered to the facts. Trump now says he is considering invoking the Insurrection Act, unlocking emergency powers to go around the courts and deploy the National Guard to Chicago, Portland, and even Memphis.
Well, today is October 7th, marking 2 years since the Hamas terror attack triggered the war in Gaza. The anniversary is coinciding with the second day of ceasefire talks in Egypt, aimed at reaching a deal on a U.S.-drafted peace plan. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio joins us from Washington. Nicole, good morning.
Morgan, good morning. Israel and Hamas are set for a second round of indirect talks as they work towards hammering out a peace deal, as today Israel marks the second anniversary of the October 7th attacks.
This morning, President Trump remains optimistic for a peace deal as talks between Hamas and Israel enter a second day.
We're going to have a Gaza deal, I'm pretty sure.
Yesterday, the president saying Hamas has been making important concessions.
I think Hamas has been agreeing to things that are very important.
The ceasefire talks reportedly centering on prisoner exchanges. Under Trump's proposal, Israel would release nearly 2,000 Palestinians in exchange for Hamas freeing 48 hostages, 20 of whom are believed to be alive.
They're going over the lists of both the Israeli hostages and also the political prisoners who will be released.
The UN says it's prepared to deliver humanitarian assistance and thousands of tons of supplies once a ceasefire plan is approved. It comes as Jews around the world gathered to mourn those who died 2 years ago today during the October 7th attacks.
I personally lost some friends, and there are still hostages in Gaza since that day. I hope with the new deal, the hostages to come back and celebrate at last peace in the Middle East.
Overnight, Israelis gathering at the site of the Nova Music Festival, where 400 were killed and dozens abducted, now a memorial to those who were lost.
And the Israeli government says upcoming talks will center on disarming Hamas and demilitarizing Gaza, something Hamas has yet to acknowledge. Victor?
Nicole, thank you. The Supreme Court has rejected an appeal from Ghislaine Maxwell, the imprisoned former associate of Jeffrey Epstein. The justices declined to hear her case, which claimed she was covered by a 2007 non-prosecution deal made with Epstein. Maxwell is serving a 20-year sentence for helping lure teenage girls to be sexually abused by the financier. Yesterday, President Trump said he would take a look when asked about a possible pardon for Maxwell. And the president said that Sean Diddy Combs asked him for a pardon.
I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
Diddy was sentenced to more than 4 years in prison on federal sex crime charges.
Former Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez is facing felony charges, which could land him years in prison if convicted. Police say the fight started over a parking spot. Here's ABC's Matt Rivers.
The former NFL quarterback who nearly led the New York Jets to the Super Bowl is facing a felony charge after a bloody dispute allegedly over parking.
We're lucky that no one's dead right now as a result of this incident.
Mark Sanchez, now a Fox Sports analyst, seen here bloodied in surveillance video obtained by the New York Post, showing the former NFL star clutching his chest, stumbling through downtown Indianapolis moments after an altercation left him in critical condition with multiple stab wounds. Shortly after 12:30 a.m. Saturday night, police say the 38-year-old Sanchez approached Perry Toll, a 69-year-old truck driver in the middle of his shift, about where the victim parked. Toll, who says Sanchez smelled of alcohol, alleges Sanchez shoved him and prevented him from calling for help. Toll telling police he feared he was in physical danger, pepper spraying Sanchez in the face. According to police, when the former quarterback advanced again, Toll thought, "This guy is trying to kill me," and stabbed Sanchez multiple times.
My client's a 5'8", 165-year-old senior citizen, 69 years old. Mark Sanchez is a former professional athlete, 6'2", 235. My client was just the victim of an unprovoked, senseless attack. And at all times, he just tried to defend himself.
Toll suffering a severe laceration to the side of his face. You can see his injuries in this hospital photo obtained by ABC affiliate WRTV. Sanchez telling investigators he did not know who did this to him or where it happened. And tonight, his attorney saying in a statement in part, this is a deeply distressing time. Mark remains under medical care and is focused on recovery and the legal process. Sanchez charged with felony battery, public intoxication, and unlawful entry of a motor vehicle.
And that was our Matt Rivers reporting. If convicted, Sanchez could face up to 6 years in prison.
After months of analysis, the National Weather Service says it was an EF5 tornado that hit Enderlin, North Dakota back in June. Winds that day topping 210 miles per hour. It was the first EF5 tornado in the U.S. since 2013.
And with that said, time now for your Tuesday morning weather.
Now, it's just about game over for extended summer. The interior Northeast will do well today, around 80 degrees, but 10 to 20 degrees above average. But a huge change over the next few days. We're losing about 10 to 25 degrees from the eastern Great Lakes into the Northeast, along with a gusty breeze. That'll also come with showers, some of it heavy from the Tennessee Valley to the Champlain Valley. Quiet in the middle of the country and nice in the west as well. This area could become Jerry in time, but likely to recurve out to sea. Affects the Leeward Islands later in the week. That's your forecast. I'm ABC News meteorologist Lee Goldberg.
Coming up, vandals setting fire to a state capitol.
Also ahead, new details about this raging fire erupting at a judge's home, what investigators are saying this morning.
And a Monday night disaster for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, resulting in this record-breaking play.
We're back now of this video of a vandal doing what officials called significant damage in Washington state capitol. The damage included knocking over statues and burning flags and rugs. He was arrested and is facing burglary, arson, and other charges. After a court hearing, he was ordered to have a mental health evaluation and then released. And investigators in South Carolina say there's no evidence that a fire that destroyed a judge's home was intentionally set. Flames engulfed the entire house last weekend about 40 miles south of Charleston. Judge Diane Goodstein was not home when it broke out, but 3 members of her family had to be rescued by kayak. Officials say the investigation is active and ongoing.
The Supreme Court will hear arguments on Tuesday on the state bans on so-called conversion therapy for minors. The practice involves attempts to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. It's currently banned in 23 states and Washington, D.C. The court has rejected similar challenges before, but this case comes amid growing cultural and political divides over LGBTQ rights.
What is it that you believe you want to say but can't say under this law?
If someone comes into the office and they say, I am a biological male and I have been living and presenting as a female for a while now. Those are the clients who I cannot have a full conversation with.
The hearing marks one of the most closely watched cases of the new term.
The CDC's new guidelines for the COVID vaccine are now official. The shots are no longer being recommended. Instead, the agency says they're a personal choice. Many insurers are continuing to cover the cost of the vaccine. Senator Bill Cassidy, a medical doctor who also voted to confirm Health Secretary RFK Jr., calls the changes, quote, not science and not what's good for America.
Coming up, the harvest moon lighting up the sky.
Also ahead, hear from the American tourist who miraculously survived this close encounter with an elephant. Stay with us.
Skygazers around the world treated to this stunning sight last night, the harvest moon. It is the first supermoon of the year, glowing bright orange as it rose over city skylines and countrysides. Look at that. The harvest moon is named for the light that once helped farmers bring in their fall crops. And we're also being treated to a stunning flyover of the red planet, the most comprehensive map yet of the Martian surface. The virtual tour was created from high-resolution photos and data collected by Europe's Mars Express orbiter. The landscape includes an 800-mile channel where scientists believe water once flowed.
We turn now to the terrifying encounter on a safari. 2 New York tourists face-to-face with a charging elephant in Botswana. They caught it all on camera, and now they're sharing the story of how they made it out alive.
This morning, a pair of New York tourists are speaking out after a terrifying encounter with an elephant.
I thought for sure I was dead.
It happened in Botswana last month. Video capturing the moment a massive elephant charges at a group of tourists, flipping canoes and holding a woman underwater. Jeff Melvin and Larry Unrein say the group's guides had guided them to a herd of elephants. Soon, they realized one was getting agitated.
What we did not see was the mom with the two babies. Yeah. They were hidden in some tall grass.
And then just in the blink of an eye, things kind of changed.
The female elephant, weighing up to 10,000 pounds, charging towards them, flooding Jeff and Larry's boat. Others in the group also tossed into the water. Then the elephant pushing one woman underwater. Thankfully, she and everyone else survived.
That patron was incredibly lucky that this happened in the water, because generally speaking, elephants, what they do when they go after somebody is they literally try to mash them into the ground. But there's nothing more dangerous than an elephant mother with young calves. They're incredibly protective.
And experts say that video serves as a reminder to give wild animals plenty of space.
Coming up, the hotel offering cash to investigate haunted rooms.
Are you brave enough? Plus, what we're learning about LeBron James set to reveal a big decision today. Back now and checking more top stories. The government shutdown is now in day 7, and air traffic controllers are calling out sick, leading to staffing shortages and delays. The Senate is set to vote for the 6th time on 2 competing bills aimed at reopening the government, but no talks are underway.
Attorney General Pam Bondi set to testify on Capitol Hill today. Senate Democrats plan to press her on allegations of weaponizing the Justice Department. She's expected to be grilled on the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey and the unreleased Jeffrey Epstein files.
The storm pushing through the Midwest brought rain and hail to the Chicago area and dropped temperatures across the region by about 20 degrees. That system moves into the Northeast today.
Today's weather, above normal temperatures in Boston and Washington, D.C. will drop, and there's rain in Florida.
Well, finally this morning, using viral fame for good.
A guy known for blinking is doing it, and he spoke with Danny New.
So I've been doing some farming.
For nearly a decade now, this small, nonverbal reaction has been a staple of internet vernacular.
Were you thinking in that moment, man, I just did something really funny and relatable?
Not at all.
Drew Scanlon has been known as quote-unquote blinking guy since 2017. That's when this clip from a live stream with the video game reviewing website Giant Bomb exploded as the meme you use to convey subtle irritation. Vox even ranked it the 11th greatest GIF of all time, ahead of ones featuring DiCaprio and President Obama.
A lot of times it doesn't feel like me.
Well, the clip is actually from 2013, when this Bay Area video producer was reacting to a dirty joke we're not going to play for you. However, Drew has no idea how it became so popular 4 years later.
Please. As you wish.
In fact, Drew says most people tell him they thought this was a clip of actor Carrie Elways, including...
My wife thought that's who it was until she met me.
But since this clip rose to fame, Drew has used it for good, raising money for an annual bike race supporting the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. His friend Katie and her mother Ellie both have MS.
I've just been floored with the reaction.
So once a year, Drew posts to his rarely used social media account to say, "Hi Internet, I'm Drew, and this is my face." He then directs his followers to a donation link. This year, his post on X has picked up more than 21 million views, with one commenter writing, quote, "Not all heroes wear capes. Some just blink confusedly." Over the years, Drew says this strategy has helped him raise more than $300,000 for the MS Society, partially thanks to a famous moment he feels he had nothing to do with.
It was a gift that was given to me, and I thought that, well, I should just pay it forward.
Guys, if you want to donate, the website blinkingguy.com takes you directly to the donation link, which you will keep open for the rest of the year. How do I do it? Let's see if I can do it.
Well done, Danny. I've used that GIF so many times.
So have I. And that's your GMA First Look. Have a great day.